Hello everyone, how's it going, and welcome to another video. Today I'm bringing you all the Yordle gunner, Tristana, who has finally come on to Wild Rift. It's taken a bit longer than the other Yordles to come on. She's finally here and she's ready to jump in and kill everyone. In this guide I'll be going through a lot of things, items, tips and tricks, levels, everything like that, so make sure you stay tuned. But first, let's go through the items. I've got two different item builds that I'll be testing out and going for. First off, we have this is what I would say is a more defensive and crit orientated marksman builds. You'll be able to get 75% crit chance with this build, a lot of damage, a lot of survivability as well. You're going for the Infinity Edge first for the damage, for the extra crit damage and the critical strike rate. Got rapid fire cannon to really keep your distance, really improve that attack range, especially with Tristana's skill as well, her passive. You'll be able to get even more range with the rapid fire cannon as well to keep your distance, which is really strong. And also again for that crit rate and the attack speeds. What I'm finding out now is that Locket is actually a really good boots upgrade for marksmans. You've seen it a lot in pro play in the Asian games. There's a lot of pro players going on at the moment over there. You see that a lot of Lockets are being built, at least 2 or 3 on a team. It's actually really good in team fights, which team fights are very important in Wild Rift, especially early ones on Drake. So I believe Locket is probably the best. You can also go for other options. You can also go for the Quicksilver as well. If they have a lot of CC, if they have a cannon or someone like that that can shut you down, you can use a Quicksilver to use that. You can also go for Zhonya's as well. If you feel like you're going to get bursted or one shot, then you can use Zhonya's to keep yourself safe. But for me, Locket's really good. If you pair up Locket, if you're in a trio queue, if all 3 of you go Locket and you're in a team fight, you get big, massive and Marks's shields, and it's really good. Obviously GA, which is still really strong, still hasn't been nerfed yet. After the nerf, it might go a bit later on during the build, but we'll see how it goes. But for now, GA is still really strong. Static Shiv, you can also build this early. You can swap Static Shiv and Rapid Fire Cannon around if you want to get the early wave clear as well. But if you want to stay a little bit safe, you can build Rapid Fire Cannon second, or you can build Static Shiv second, and you can go for rapid fire cannon later on. Again, I'll be testing this all out, and I'll probably be doing another video afterwards with gameplay, with my updated guide and everything, because I'll be playing Tristana a lot. Been really excited for this. And lastly, you have Mortal Reminder as well. At this point of the game, you'll have loads of people building armor, but you yourself, you're a very late game scaling champion that just gets stronger and stronger the games go on. You want to be building an armor pen, but also you'll be okay during the late game, because Tristana really peaks during the late game. For runes, gone for Fleet Footwork. I don't think Conqueror is very good on Tristana. Fleet Footwork is mainly for sustaining during the laning phase. With Tristana, as long as you get through the laning phase with her and you go even against the enemy ADC, she outranges every single ADC, every single marksman in the game with her passive. She gains ridiculous range and it's really strong. So Fleet Footwork is mainly for the laning phase, getting that healing, and being able to stay alive is really strong. Conqueror I don't think is that good. You won't really be stacking Conqueror enough, and also you'll be getting enough damage anyway with your rocket ability, your E, which I'll explain later on. Gathering Storm, again, getting that extra 2 AD every 2 minutes is better in my opinion than Brutal, because at 8 minutes you'll be able to get more AD from Gathering Storm than from Brutal, which is really good. Spirit Walker to get that extra slow resistance and max health early on, and then Sweet Tooth as well for the laning phase. And then for spells, we've gone for Flash and Heal as well. This is my second build. This will be another build that I will be testing out. This is with Blade of the Ruin King first. Now, Blade of the Ruin King can be really good on Tristana for the chase potential. Tristana is very good at jumping into fights, killing off a target, and being able to reset her second ability and then jumping away again. Really strong with that. So Blade of Ruin King can work as well, but I will be testing it out. It might be good, it might not be good. We'll have to wait and find out. The only problem with this build is that you'll very much lack on damage. There won't be a lot of critical damage in this build, which is the only problem. So we'll have to wait and find out. We'll see how the things go, but I'll definitely be testing out both builds to see which one is better. Now let's move on to the abilities. First up for Tristana, we have her passive, which is Draw 8 Beads. Tristana's attacks, Explosive Charge and Buster Shot increase by 10 per level. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. I'll show you here how much the difference makes. As you can see, you have a red circle around me, which is my attack range. Every single time I level up, the range will get bigger and bigger. If I go to max level, if I go all the way up to level 15, you can see that Tristana's attack range actually gets relatively big. And it'll be exactly the same with Explosive Charge as well. And the same with Buster Shot as well. Buster Shot also increases in level. You can really see the difference between the two. This is the Explosive Charge at level 1. Every single time I level up, the Explosive Charge also increases in range. So Tristana gets really strong in a late game through her passive. Like I said, she's able to get attacks off at a ridiculous range and be able to deal loads of damage from the back line. Next up is Tristana's first ability, Rapid Fire. Tristana gains 30% attack speed for 5 seconds, and when you level this ability up, the cooldown gets lowered and also the attack speed gets higher. As you can tell, at max rank, at level 4, Rapid Fire gives 90% attack speed. This is why Tristana is such a late game threat. You have that ridiculous range through her passive, and she'll also get 90% attack speed as well from Rapid Fire. I'll show you all the different levels and what it actually does. So you have the first Q. This is the 30% extra attack speed. This is with no items. You have the level 2 version, which gives you a bit extra attack speeds. The level 3, which gives you even more attack speeds. And then the max rank, which gives you 90% attack speed. You can see how fast you attack, even without any items or anything. 90% attack speed is ridiculous. So make Tristana really strong later on. Next up, we have Tristana's second ability, Rocket Jump. All it does is Tristana leaps to a target location, dealing magic damage, slowing enemies by 60% for 1 second. And then we'll move on to the second part of the ability later, where takedowns and fully stacked Explosive Charge, which is the third ability, detonates on champions, reset Rocket Jump's ability. So all it is, it's a jump ability that has a big, massive radius. So say you're stepping up in lane and you're all the way up here. If you're getting ganked, you can jump all the way back pretty much to your turret, and it's actually really strong. You can also jump into champions. It'll do a little bit of damage and slow the enemies. It's a really good utility spell. You can jump over walls. You can jump pretty much anywhere on the map. You can jump over to Baron Pit if you want to. A really strong ability that makes her utility really strong. Jump into team fights, jump out of team fights. Really strong ability. Now let's move on to Tristana's third ability, which is Explosive Charge. Now this ability has 2 parts to it. It has a passive, which enemies explode when killed by Tristana, so that's minions and also champions, dealing a bit of magic damage to nearby enemies as well. Works really well in laning phase, can really push hard with Tristana early on, can really contest with the likes of Jhin, who's really good at pushing lanes, and to get that early pressure in lane to rotate to dragons and elsewhere. Also has an active, which places a bomb on a champion or a turret, dealing a certain amount of damage to nearby enemies. Tristana's attacks and abilities charge the bomb's damage by 30%, stacking 4 times. Really important thing to note with this is that bombs will explode immediately at full stacks. Once you reach 4 stacks, it will explode immediately, and explosion radius is doubled when placed on a turret. This also links in with the second ability as well, the Rocket Jump. As I said, takedowns and fully stacked Explosive Charge resets the second ability's cooldown. So let's show off the E ability, the third ability. So all you do is you move. It's not really that big of a radius, but again, it increases with the passive. You put a bomb on a champion, you'll see a little bomb symbol above them, and every single time you auto attack, that bomb will get bigger until it reaches 4 stacks and it will explode. If you have enough attack speed, you'll be able to detonate the bomb really quickly. If you put the E on and start auto attacking, you can actually set off the bomb before the time expires. You can put the third ability on first, and then you can auto attack a few times, jump in, and then jump out straight away. I'll show you how it works. It's a really easy way to jump in, deal a lot of damage, and then jump out straight away. You can even jump in, auto attack a few times, deal a bit more damage, and then jump out as well because you have that reset from the second ability. I'll show you how big the bomb radius is on turrets as well. It's actually really big. This is a new thing that they've added to Wild Rift. It's actually not a thing on normal League of Legends. If you put a bomb on a turret, you can see how big the radius is. It's really good at taking turrets really quickly and clearing the minions around them, or even trying to get a little bit of damage off on the champions. Really big, massive range, and if you have a lot of attack speed, you can detonate them, as you can see, really quickly. Being able to take turrets super fast with Tristana, which is another reason why she is really strong. And finally, we have Tristana's ultimate ability, which is Buster Shot. Fires out a massive cannonball at an enemy, which deals a bunch of damage and also knocks them away. Really good way to kite yourself or to defend yourself against the likes of Evelynns, Shyvana's, anyone that can jump in on you. You can use your ultimate ability to knock them away and hopefully do enough damage to be able to kill them. As you can see, there's an arrow just behind the champion which shows the direction that they'll go in. Say for example, if an Evelynn is jumping onto you, what you can do is you can use your ultimate ability, your Buster Shot, to knock them away so then they can't do as much damage as what they would like to. As you can see, the range is really big. You'll get a huge massive distance, and by this point as well, you might be maximum level. Your attack, you only need to walk up a little tiny bit to be able to keep your range and to be able to auto attack and put your third ability on and do a lot of damage before Evelynn can start to get close to you again. Now, a really cool and unique technique you can do in Wild Rift in League of Legends is there's a lot of abilities that you can use and flash just afterwards as well, so you can actually knock them in the opposite direction. I'll show you an example here with Tristana. You can use her ultimate ability, flash straight away, and then it will actually knock them in the opposite direction, giving players very little time to react to try and flash away. And it works really well with Tristana because then you can jump in back towards your team, but also there'll be an enemy there to try and deal a lot of damage. I'll show you how it works. When you first start off the game with Tristana, the best thing to do is level up your third ability first. Allows you to get that passive off early, allows you to push the lane and deal big massive damage to either the minions or to the enemy champions. Then when you level up to level 2, if you level up to level 2 first, you can grab the second ability. Allows you to jump in, do really nice trades, or be a little bit more passive and to jump out. And from this point, when you're leveling up, the best thing to do is to upgrade your third ability first. You'll be able to deal a lot of damage and be able to clear waves really easily. When you get your third ability maxed, after that you want to fully upgrade your first ability. Gives you that big massive attack speeds. When you get to level 10, you'll be able to get that 90% attack speed and be able to deal a lot of damage. That's all for my Tristana guide for today. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, comment and subscribe. I'll be doing a lot more content on Tristana. You'll be seeing loads of gameplay on the channel, so make sure you stay tuned. See you all next time.